Hi there, it's James here and thanks for tuning in. Today I'm very pleased to announce the start of a new kit build, the USS Intrepid angled deck carrier in 1:350 scale from Gallery Models. I've had this kit on my wish list for about 3 years now since I first saw an unboxing video of it. I always found it was far too expensive, but I found a great deal just before Christmas and snapped one up. Of all the ships I have in the collection, this is actually the only one I've actually been on. When visiting the Intrepid Sea, Air and Space Museum as a small boy in New York City when I was about 8, back in about 1986, I think it was. I've seen several unboxings for this kit over the years on YouTube, but dare I say, this is an actual first of a video build of the ship on YouTube, so dare I say, share away. So if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and turn on notifications so you can stay up to date with my progress. The kit comes with a solid piece hull and base plate for an internal hangar bay, which I decided not to show in this model because I'm going to do a hangar for the Wasp and carry on with the Nimitz, but the kit goes together amazingly well. The quality of the plastic is really quite amazing, and in fact I'm quite surprised by there's not actually as many pieces as you might think with a ship this size, but the whole side detail is absolutely exquisite. However, I think one of the best parts about this kit is the quality of the photo etch. Having worked on the Big Ed photo etch set for the Prince of Wales, this is a quantum leap different. Maybe it's a thicker level of photo etch brass, but it is an absolutely sensational piece of engineering to be able to get this thing together. With the basic hull all glued together and the sides, it's time to move on to some of the smaller photo etch parts, starting with the ladders on the stern of the ship, and then the various grids and girder work on the 2 flight deck elevators. With that done, it's time to button this puppy up, so glue down the flight deck with some clamps and let that sit and dry in the winter sunshine for a good 24 hours before proceeding. Here you can see some of the exquisite detail. Once it starts sticking on all the catwalks, the level of detail is quite stunning. As I'm going to display this model in a completely closed up scenario, so all of the hangar bay doors and access points are all sealed. There's a few, I think maybe 1 or 2 little pieces missing from the kit, or just as an oversight, but I closed those up with some sheet styrene. There is a bit of a small gap towards the back here, which you can see, which I'm not really why sure that is. Possibly user error, but let's ignore that for the time being. Once the kit was all built, I took a moment to step back and admire all the fantastic detail. Once this gets a nice wash, there's going to be some amazing detail which I'm going to pull out and use lots of hopefully nice weathering techniques that I learnt a lot from doing the Prince of Wales build and hope to apply to this wonderful Intrepid kit. As I mentioned earlier, the star of the show for this kit for me is the fact that the photo etch is absolutely first rate. Sure, you can buy extra detail sets by Prontos and Tetros, I think it is, but they cost an absolute fortune, often more than the kit itself. What comes in the box is absolutely first rate, and I'll be brutally honest, I wouldn't bother. I don't think you really need it. While listening to Ready Player One on Audible, I set to work on attaching the rest of the photo etch, working my way along the sides of the hull and also on the stern. Saying that, however, there are a couple of places where the detail on the hull seem to have a bit of alignment issues, notably at the stern here and also that same plate. It should fit, but I think maybe a bit of user error, but maybe not. Once I worked through all the photo etch supplied for the main hull, I got out the spare box, and there's a few photo etch details I added on, some of these rectangles here and squares and bits and pieces, having a few air vents. It's going to come together really well. I also found a great little reference photo with some of the gangways and entrance points for the ship, so I added on a few little extra doors just above the waterline for extra detail. So rather than listen to me, just take a step back for a minute, look at the detail of the ship, and we'll come back at the end. Right, so basically the main hull is now complete as far as I'm going to take it before throwing on the primer and then some of the base colours for the hull. So in the next video I want to start building up the island and getting the hull painted, and then we'll start weathering, and then we'll go from there. So thank you very much for watching, and also thank you especially to my patrons. It's very, very kind of your support. Thank you very much for that. And yeah, if you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so. Share with your friends. There might be a few other people out there. And yeah, looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.